Welcome to Faith in 5, a weekly video devotional designed to discuss practical spiritual concepts in 5 minutes or less. I'm your host, Mark Vandellen. When I meet with couples, I always ask them why they're choosing the person they're marrying. You know, what is your motivation for doing this, and why did you pick this person? And, you know, there's a lot of people you could have picked. Why did you pick this person? And this past summer, I actually had a bride that said, you know, I want to marry this person because I can see myself growing old with them. And I just thought, man, that's beautiful. First, thanks for writing my ceremony speech, but also, I've held on to that. I really thought, oh my, that is a beautiful picture of what relationships are. Not only marriage, but just relationships are. They're meant to be these things that grow together, and that as we weather storms together, we only get better. And she went on to talk about the things that they like to do, that she hoped that they continued to do those as they got older, and that I could just picture them continuing to be in that same spot if you have that kind of a forethought about it, right? I want to grow old with this person. I don't want to just like it right now, and I don't want to just like it in a couple of years. I want to like this. I want to be into this forever. And there's actually a song by Lana Del Rey. She wrote a song that in it says that, will you still love me when I'm no longer young and beautiful? And I think that's the question that we never ask, right? We never ask that when we're entering into a relationship. Will you still love me when I screw up? Will you still love me when I am mean and angry and in a bad spot? Will you still love me when I'm down and out, or when I'm on top of the world and I'm maybe doing better than you? Will you still love me in those spots? Will you still be in this relationship? See, we were designed to be in relationship. We were designed to be complementary. And in the Bible, it talks about the fact that we each have unique roles. In 1 Corinthians 12, 14 through 18, it talks about the fact that the body isn't just all hands, right? The body isn't all feet or all eyes or all ears. And it would be kind of silly for the foot to say, man, I'm worthless because I can't do what a hand can do. Or for the eyes to say, I wish I could hear. Right? And so these relationships help us round us out. You know, we are able to fill different parts. The body is just not all one thing. And the same goes for our marriages. The same goes for our friendships and our family lives. That we are meant to be in these relationships that complement one another. I like to look at God, or think of God as kind of a Pinterest-like God. Right? Pinterest has some sort of a social element to it. But it also has this restoring and restorative, right? You always take something that's old. You take an old dresser maybe that's worn out or needs a new paint job, and you turn it into something new. You either repurpose it or you restore it. And God is all about that in our relationships. But He wants to do that through other relationships. So God has us meet individuals and rub shoulders with people who aren't like us, who think differently, and, you know, one foot in one hand or one eye and one ear. And together, we're a much more complete human. We're a much more complete body of things. And so I want to encourage, as you think through your relationships, to picture the restorative, the redemptive nature of those relationships. In what ways has somebody accepted you for your flaws or in spite of your flaws? In what ways have you done that, right? In what ways have you celebrated other people's successes, maybe when you were struggling? What mud puddles have you sat in or been through with other people, right? Because I think if we ask the question, will you still love me when I'm no longer young and beautiful? If we look at our relationships as redemptive, then our relationships never get old. If we focus on the redemptive nature of our relationships and how they make us more complete, then the story remains beautiful and it never gets old. Thanks for tuning in. If you want to follow us each week, click here to subscribe. And if you want to take it a little bit further, click here for discussion materials.